Well, everyone talks about viral marketing, how it's wonderful, the best thing since sliced bread, but how do you know it's working? How do you actually measure its effectiveness? Well, INSEAD Assistant Professor Andrew Stephen is working on just that project. Very good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, the bottom line seems to be, from what I've read of your study, that the desire to communicate is kind of the overriding factor here, more than the product, and the desire overrides the platform.
Yeah, I think what we looked at was how do you pick the best people to participate in viral marketing campaigns? So, you send people a product and you want them to talk about it, tell their friends, get everyone excited and involved, and ultimately buy the product.
Now, that can be extrapolated to be talk about it online as well as talk about it.
We could talk face-to-face like this, or over a coffee, or we could be emailing each other, or Facebooking, or tweeting and Twitter, whatever it is, online or offline. And what we tried to look at is, well, who are the best people to select? Do you pick the people who know a lot about the products? I suppose it's a candy bar. Do you pick people who love candy bars? Or do you pick people who are just really social? And sort of what the industry does, sort of the standard, is to go for the experts. Go for people who know about the product, are likely to sort of maybe be credible sources of information when they make recommendations to their friends. But what we found in some research we've been doing with a viral marketing company is that's actually not the best way to go. What we're finding across a couple of different consumer goods categories is precisely the opposite. You don't necessarily need experts or people who love the brand, evangelists of the brand. You just need social people, people who like to talk.
And was more of that kind of talking done literally talking or online talking?
What we looked at was both online and offline talking, and what we found is, and this is consistent with what a lot of consultants are saying as well about social media and viral marketing, is most of the conversations happen offline. But what we found is people who are talking online, supposedly, say, about a cosmetics product, they're also much more likely to be talking about it offline. So the people talking online are also talking offline, but what we are also looking at is people actually recommending a product and passing it along to their friends. So not just, hey, here's a great product, but hey, here's a product you should try, and here it is.
Now, the case study that you let me read had to do with a nail polish. I happen to know the nail polish. It's fairly high-end nail polish, and they were introducing a new wand touch-up factor, which wasn't cheap either. What did you look at in terms of this? Which you looked at three different things, how effective the viral marketing campaign was, and what else?
So first of all, the product was a nail polish brand called OPI. And they are a client for a company that we collaborated with called She Speaks, which is a New York-based viral marketing company, does word-of-mouth marketing, viral marketing, with predominantly women. So their sort of angle is, let's get women talking to other women, hence the name She Speaks. So with nail polish, it's a great, obviously, product for women, and OPI was launching this new product. And what they wanted to look at was a few things. First of all, as you said, was effectiveness, but not just effectiveness of viral marketing and, say, generating brand awareness or awareness of the new product, but actually comparing it to other media channels. So in this case, OPI was running advertisements in print magazines and also in newspaper inserts. So they were putting coupons in sort of glossy ad magazines and also newspaper freestanding inserts, as well as this viral campaign. And so one thing we looked at is coupon redemption. So these were discount coupons, $1 off when you buy the product at the drugstore or Target or places like that. And we're just looking at coupon redemptions across these three media channels, one being sort of the social viral media and the other being two traditional media types. And the result was huge. Basically, coupon redemptions were less than 1% for print media, whether it was the newspapers or the glossy magazines. Less than 1% of the coupons that were out there were actually redeemed. Whereas with the viral marketing, it was 12%.
That's a huge difference.
It's a huge difference. And I think it just speaks to the fact that, a print advertisement can make people aware of a brand or remind them of a brand or make them aware of a product, doesn't necessarily take the horse to water to make it drink, so to speak. Whereas the viral marketing, it's more engaging. It's about you and I talking about a product. It's about me as a participant in, say, one of these campaigns being sent a product. I try it out, I tell you about it, and I've got some coupons, and I give you a coupon, or I use that coupon to buy you the product as well, and we have a conversation. So it's not just about, hey, here's an ad for a brand, but getting customers to actually talk about the brand with each other.
How much of that has to do with the ease of printing something from online? I mean, I know if I'm sitting at a computer, I'm more inclined to take action than if I'm sitting down reading a newspaper or a magazine, because I have to get up, get the clippers, whatever.
There's an element of that too, that it's convenient. So particularly if it's online conversations that are happening, it's right there. You can click a link, you can go buy the product from Amazon there and then. You don't have to get the scissors out, clip out the coupon, drive down to the store.
How much of a bite, really, is viral marketing taking out of traditional media? We've all seen shrinkage of magazines, physically shrinking. What were some of the numbers that spending was on viral marketing?
So over the last, PQ Media, which is a media economics type consulting firm out of Connecticut in the US, they released a study on viral marketing and word-of-mouth marketing a couple of weeks ago. Basically what they showed was between 2001 and 2008, there's been basically a 54% annual growth rate in spending on viral or word-of-mouth marketing.
Okay, but that came from a dead cat bounce. Do you have any numbers?
That went from maybe, say, 76 million back in 2001 to about 1.5 billion in 2008. And they're forecasting by 2013, 2014, that's going to be about 3 billion. So I think that it's growing despite the fact that the ad market is shrinking. So advertising budgets are shrinking, marketing budgets are shrinking. But I think what's happening is money's being reallocated towards sort of social media, viral marketing, word-of-mouth marketing. So it's being shifted away from maybe let's have another ad in the New York Times to, hey, let's get some interesting viral campaign going.
But okay, this is very vague.
Right.
What I think is happening, and I'll bet you would agree, is that people or advertisers are running away from some of the more traditional media or cutting it back because it is so expensive, and when they can do all this other stuff online for free and hit gazillion people. But do they really know what they're doing? What do your findings suggest that they're doing with this?
It's not necessarily the case that people know what they're doing with either viral marketing or
any marketing?
So, well, who knows? Hopefully we've got the basic marketing down pat. But I think with the viral marketing, the social marketing, social media, I kind of liken it to the Wild West. There's probably lots of opportunities out there and they're untapped, but we have to figure out how to tap into them. And from that perspective, I think there's a lot of good companies out there that are making really strong inroads into learning how to do this right, but it's a trial and error process. So this research is exactly about trying to test what works, what doesn't work. We found, okay, comparing it to traditional media, we get a much better ROI in terms of, say, coupon redemptions with viral marketing. Some other things we looked at is, as we said earlier, who do you select? Well, select the talkative people, the social people. Now, maybe that doesn't come as much of a surprise to people, but the standard in the industry has been to just pick the people who should know what they're talking about. But it doesn't seem to matter as much. It's about getting to people to talk, people to engage with each other, and maybe something about the brand comes up along the process. How
can viral marketing fit in with traditional media? Certainly it's not enough to just send coupons on the internet, just to be serious for a minute.
Yeah, I think it has to be part of an integrated marketing communications plan, and it really has to link to marketing strategy. So, you know who you want to target, who your customers should be. A brand will have certain sales goals and other types of objective goals that they need to meet in certain periods of time. That all still stays around. The use of what I'd call traditional media channels like TV, print, radio, outdoor advertising, and so on. I think that's all part of the package, but social media and viral marketing is another element that can be added into that mix. And getting the mix right is something that, depends on the brand, depends on who you're targeting. It's not a simple solution. It's sort of not one key fits everything, but it has to be seen as part of a collective whole.
Let me end by asking you to look into your crystal ball and tell me when you think we'll know the real value of viral marketing.
Well, I think we're already starting to see some promising indicators of where the value is. So it's about connecting customers, and that's really what's missing from the more traditional media. So TV, of course, is sort of a one-to-many broadcast media. Print advertisements, it's all the same. So customers don't necessarily connect as easily, or maybe they do talk about an interesting TV commercial, but typically marketers don't know that. With social media, where the value is at the moment is we can actually track that. So there are tools online. If people are talking on Twitter or emailing each other or posting onto forums, we can track that. And so we can actually quantify some of this. And there's a lot of talk going on, and it does seem to be correlated with the performance of brands.
Thank you very much, Andrew
Thank you.
Stephen. Appreciate your being here.